Live from the Export Beer Garden studios and brought to you by Export Ultra, the beer for a Friday. This is the Agenda podcast for the 31st of May.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
G'day there, happy Friday, and g'day Matt Heath.
So good to be here is it a Friday?
It is
Jesus.
a Friday. It is a Friday. Do you want to come for lunch today?
Hell yeah, what are you doing?
Oyster and Chop.
Hell yeah.
Go see Big Wayno.
Oh, I'd love to.
Go see Big Wayno at Oyster and Chop. Hey,
hell yeah.
Thanks for filling in. Mania Stewart is in Bali.
Is he?
He flew out this morning, and have you heard the controversy about Mania Stewart's Bali trip?
No.
He is going with his lovely life partner, Jeff.
Yes.
And Chris Key and his wife.
They're going as a foursome?
A foursome, yeah. And Mania was pretty pumped about that because he was like, you know, the rules, if you're travelling with your mate, which they're very good mates and the wives are good friends, is you get to the airport, chop as many beers as possible, get on the plane, chop 100%. As many beers as possible, land in Bali, probably I think they land late in the afternoon, go have a couple of beers, crash the night.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris Key has upgraded himself.
And that is...
Just himself.
Yeah.
Not his wife, not his wife, who's just been made redundant at TVNZ, probably pregnant as well, left her in the back with Mania and his partner.
That's a Wellesian move.
But do you know what? He was most upset because he was like, well, one, you've left your mate in the back to drink on his own. Two, and with your missus. So I've got my missus, your missus, and you're up the front.
And it's not like Bali's the other side of the world.
Yeah, and Chris Key's excuse was I wanted to land fresh, you know, and make the most of the holiday.
The holiday starts at the frickin' airport, mate.
That's right. That's so right.
The holiday starts at the frickin' airport.
So it's already started in controversy for Mania. So he's over there for a week.
Classic. So this was timed around a bye weekend for the Warriors.
Yeah. He's when they take a bye, he takes a bye, and he goes away for a week. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see. He is bye. I can't wait to see or hear the repercussions of that because they flew out today. So I did suggest that the only way to approach that is for you to get hammered and get his wife hammered and your partner hammered. You get Jeff hammered as well. So he's got these two women and him are so intoxicated by the other end that you become really annoying, and Chris will have to organise the taxi, the chicken, everything, and then have little in-jokes and like giggle about him in the back seat of the like make him sit in the front of the taxi, you guys sit in the back, and then you just got to drive a wedge between the whole relationship.
What's going on there is Keezy on a bit of a good wicket at the big show or something.
I think it's all, you know, the big show fly around, yelling backbone at New Zealanders.
Oh, right.
So I think there's a lot of air points have been racked up. You know, once
backbone air points,
and you get a free upgrade every now and then.
Yeah.
So he's decided to use that.
Well, I remember once I was flying back from Memphis after a bit of a Matt and Jerry show trip over there, and Jerry upgraded himself to business. like not just to premium economy. He was like, I'm out of here. Oh, hang on, I upgraded myself to premium economy and left everyone else at the back, and then he upgraded himself to business. That's right, yeah.
Oh, so it was a bit of a...
So I actually was the arsehole too, I was sort of a half arsehole, he was a full arsehole.
I pulled a arsehole manoeuvre when, a long time ago, I got a trip with PlayStation to the E3 conference in LA.
Oh, nice.
It was great. It was amazing. And my boss at the time came with me. So we flew over, and he had an upgrade available to business class on the way home, and it was just me and him flying back. And they said, "Oh, would you like your upgrade, sir?" And he looked at me and he goes, "No, I'll sit at the back with my colleague there." And I was like, "Oh, you don't have to do that, mate." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come sit at the back with you." We sat at the back. I popped a bluey, like a sleeping pill, we took off. I slept for 9 hours, and I woke up and he was just staring at me, going, "You piece of shit." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I chose to sit back here. You've been snoring and dribbling on me for 9 hours." And I was like, "Oh, that's on you, mate. That's on you." So never feel guilty about, I reckon, upgrading.
No, you got to like the angle will pass.
Yeah,
you'll be able to swim up to your missus at the pool later on, and you go, hey, darling,
sorry about
we all good?
Yeah,
so you go, I guess. Yeah.
But what you should do is maybe...
do you want to ruin the whole holiday with this? Do you want to just fixate on this for the whole holiday? I mean, we're over here now. If you want to ruin the holiday over this one little incident, then you can do that. Okay, that's your choice.
Well, you just keep bringing it up. Like, you go out for dinner, would you like to upgrade that beer, Chris? Just keep bringing it back. It was the night of nights last night at the TAB. They launched their new brand campaign and the app and everything. It was a real who's who of injured Warriors and Blues players because they obviously partner with the Warriors and the Blues. And so 3 players, you get the player hours with the partnership. So Roger Tuivasa-Sheck was there.
Oh, wow.
Capewell was there, Kurt Capewell. We had Zahn Sullivan. Installer Heem was there, Bryce Heem. And Jordan Lay as well. Grace Nowicki was there from the Mystics. Man, they're like, netball players are specimens.
Yeah, they're like different species.
They are. They are like these Amazonian like goddesses. They're so tall.
Nothing
and
makes
athletic.
you feel worse about yourself than running across a netball team at an airport when they come past you, and then you're like, I'm just a horrible little troll, aren't I?
That's exactly. I was going to say that. I was like, I felt like a fat little hobbit. I felt like that gay hobbit that followed Frodo everywhere. What was his name?
Samwise.
Samwise. I felt like Samwise.
Nothing dampens your spirit, Samwise.
Yeah, I felt like Samwise Gamgee next to Grace Nowicki, and I was like, oh, I am such a piece of shit.
Yeah, she was Galadriel.
Yeah, but a lot of I saw Jay Reeve there. He turns up to the opening of a window. Jay Reeve.
Yep.
So too, I saw Brodie Kane. She was there.
Yeah, yep.
She was on fire, but she was driving last night. She was driving her mum.
Well, that's funny because I was at the Warriors with her on Sunday.
Yeah.
And she was saying, we're going to this thing. And I was like, when is it? And then had a big week and I couldn't go. So she's been targeting it since Sunday.
Oh, yeah, no, she was driving her mum.
Hang on a minute. There was another one on Monday.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's right. No, the one she was targeting was on Monday.
No,
is it coming back? Is the going to the thing coming back? Because there used to be a while in Auckland where media wankers wouldn't turn up to anything.
Oh, no, they turned out last night.
They turned out, did they?
You know why?
Why?
There was a lot of money on offer.
Oh, was there?
The TAB, this campaign, you'll see it from tomorrow, will be everywhere.
Right.
Including here. But they've been our partners for ages anyway. But a whole lot more money's been injected into the media market. So they were circling.
Right.
They were circling. Don't worry about that. But Brodie recorded something quite funny on her phone later on because I helped MC it with the TAB, just asking the marketing person some questions on stage, just real missionary stuff. And I did introduce myself as the Alternative Commentary Collective, but lovely Mel from the Entane TAB kept referring ACC.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Brodie's mum had a few to drink and she recorded her mum later on in the evening going, look, it was a great night, but I just don't understand why the ACC were there. And she's like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, why were they there? Like, was people getting injured there? And she's like, no, what? No. She goes, yeah, but I'm so confused why the ACC had to be there. It was very funny. Yeah. It was very funny. But
that happens a lot, that ACC confusion.
It does, yeah. I think we are used to saying it, but when you're a newbie, you've got to say. But Alternative Commentary Collective is quite a mouthful as well, though.
What annoys me is so many people call it the Alternative Cricket Collective.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
Or comedy collective or something.
Yeah. The Alternative Comedy Collective, that really hurts.
Yeah, because we're not that funny.
We're not comedy. We're not that funny, and we commentate sport.
Yeah, we're serious sports commentators and journalists.
Dry balls.
Yeah. A lot of announcements this week. A lot of it was.
Hang on a minute. When are you going to tell me about that joke that you did that fell flat?
Oh yeah.
I heard some of your stuff landed, and you and me, we've got the one and done MC company where me and G Lane. If you want us, you can contact us, and we'll fly around the country and MC your gig. You won't have us back.
This one here was a freebie because it was part of our partnership.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd just throw the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
And it's all about the hunch at the moment, and it's about you following your hunch and put your bet on.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Paul Mawadi from the TAB was on the hunch couch offering hunches. Go see him to get a hot hunch. Not a hot lunch, okay? There's not enough glass. We're in the glass house as well, so it's like a lot of hot lunches have been...
Shit, that was right by my house.
Yeah, a lot of hot lunches have been hit and there, and it was this silence, except I could hear Lee Hart wheezing. So I think he was laughing more at the uncomfortability of me falling one flat than anything else. So, yeah, that didn't go too well. But... yeah, it was very much a media circus.
Yeah.
But good. It was good. It was good to see some old school event to launch a TV ad.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much what it was.
Yeah, that's like such ancient days, you know, with the big budget kind of stuff. Well,
it was good. And Lee Hart found a bag of suspicious white powder. I think it was resin from a Bramley Shield.
Right.
Just on the ground as well. So we returned that to the Hawke's Bay Shield.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Via his nose. No, that's untrue. So yesterday, the Auckland Council, they had a meeting yesterday, Matt, and they discussed options on the stadium. This morning they announced that the two options they've asked to go away and do some more due diligence is, as we predicted, it's Eden Park and Key Park down on the waterfront.
So not the underwater stadium? Not
the underwater and not my Wynyard Point, unfortunately. But the third option, of course, is on the table is do nothing.
Yeah.
So do nothing's paying $1.01.
Yeah.
I think Eden Park are probably paying about $2. And I think Key Park is probably coming in the range of $25 in terms of odds.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the designs for the Eden Park one. I know the one you like is closer to you, and the one that I like is closer to me, and that's just a coincidence. It's not a proximity thing.
No, look, convenience doesn't come into it. Okay, this is purely visionary. No, look,
what needs to happen, and I keep saying this, is we just need a rectangular field,
yes,
with the stands going right up the side. Yeah. And about 8,000 people, so you can ram it, because we get this ridiculous situation when you know we're saying that not a lot of people are turning up to games, but we're not a big frickin' country.
No,
I mean we're not a big city, even in Auckland, not a big country. I mean, you can't expect to sell out 50,000 all the time.
Yeah, you look at the professional rugby scene. You know, you got the Saracens and you know the Sale and all that. The professional rugby, their stadiums. 15,000. Some are only 10,000.
Well, look at all the regional cricket stadiums in England as well.
Lord's only fits 22,000.
Yeah.
That is the home of cricket.
Yeah.
And the biggest probably cricket playing city in the world outside of India.
Yeah.
London.
Yes.
And it fits 22,000.
Yeah.
And they're cool with it.
Yeah.
Everyone's cool with it. No one's saying build an MCG.
Yeah.
So it's crazy anyway.
But I mean, but I do like the idea of the Eden Park seats coming back in to make it a full-sized cricket stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
have you seen that at Etihad?
Yeah, at Etihad. No, I haven't seen that.
Is Etihad still called Etihad?
It's got a Marvel. Is it Marvel?
Yeah,
now?
it might be. Yeah. But the seats slide back in and make it a bigger stadium.
Is that the one that's got a roof on it all the time? Eh?
Yeah, it's got a great chicken parmigiana.
That's right. You got punished on a tour there.
Hey, are we interested in admin around what's happened with the bloody rugby union?
Yeah, Players Association.
It's so punishing.
It's so punishing and also so predictable. Like all this stuff is getting the news, and it's also predictable. Like
just get over your self-interest. And are we really trying to save the game and move it forward? And are they aware the headwinds that they're going into? They need to be all swimming in the same direction to save the sport.
Yeah.
You know, and everything on the table. NRL style. You know how Peter V'landys, everything's on the table to make the game bigger.
He doesn't,
everything.
And he doesn't care who he upsets. But he's always thinking, I mean, he's got a Papua New Guinean team in the NRL.
Turns out Biden's a huge league fan.
Paid for by the US.
Yeah. I fucking love that.
It's so good.
And the US doesn't want anything back in return. It's not like Silver Lake where they get a percentage. Yeah. They just want to have some political influence in the area.
He cares about his league so much that he's willing to get into geopolitics.
Yeah.
So
we need that. We need someone that's just fucking bleeding rugby and a board that's just bleeding rugby to face the headwinds all swimming in the fucking same direction when nothing's not on the table.
Yeah.
No idea is... this gets to me, the fact that there's no Anzac, All Blacks, Wallabies, Anzac Day test every fucking year, and we have a window for it.
Mate, it's in the middle of Super Rugby. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Make it an under 85s Australia, New Zealand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The under 85s
just do an
league.
Australia New Zealand thing, or have a Australia New Zealand Super Round. Have it on that day.
Yeah,
and
have the Super Round in Queenstown.
Yeah.
Anyway, somewhere where people want to go.
But there just needs to be someone going, what the fuck can we do? We're being attacked from all sides.
Yeah,
it's the siege of Carthage right now.
Totally,
and they're arguing about amongst themselves.
Yeah,
you need to be out there. You need to be you need to be out there hiffing bloody arrows at the opposition.
So what? In a nutshell,
what do you call the bits that you fire through the turret? Oh, turrets. Yeah, you need to be on the turrets, guys.
Just those of you who are interested, hold on. Those who aren't, just hold on.
Yeah,
because what's happened is that the total reform that got the Carl Pilkington report that came out.
Yeah, Carl Pilkington
suggested. Not sure he was involved. Suggested it to the new board. Clean it out. 9 independent board directors who have an interest in the game, but are professionals at running businesses, or so you get people from all walks of life whose goal is to, take the game to the next level, change the governance. So that got recommended. All the provincial unions are like, nah, we need to be represented on that board, so we're proposing this, and this proposal was as a representative from each provincial union on the board, and we're going to vote it in, and they did yesterday.
Yeah,
and both New Zealand Rugby, Dame Patsy Reddy, who's the chairman, has said she's going to resign.
Country singer.
She's going to. Is it Patsy Redding?
Oh, no, the country singer's Patsy Rigger. Yeah,
Patsy Rigger.
Yeah,
no, she said she's going to resign. And the big crux of it is the Players Association, the 350 odd professional players in New Zealand have said, okay, we're out.
Rob Nichols, a smart man.
Yes.
And he's a lot to go up against.
And they're not bluffing.
No.
They can't bluff. This is their only card they can play, and they have to play it.
Well, you have to frickin' save the game. And look, it feels to me like people just looking after their own frickin' patch instead of looking at the whole game.
And I get that, because I'm
massive patch.
I've got a massive patch.
You're constantly tending your own patch.
Yeah, I'm constantly tending my own patch. I'm a hairy goat in North Shore Rugby, and I care about it, and I do fundraising for it. That's cool, and I care about that. But I also care about the fact that the game is under attack, not from just league, but NFL, NBA, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever they're consuming. My kids are consuming sport from everywhere. My son doesn't want to be an All Black. He wants to play in the NBA.
I know, that's the terrifying thing.
So,
like I say to my kids, you want to go and watch the rugby down the road, they'll go and watch if Mags is playing.
Yeah.
Their first 15. They couldn't give less of a shit about the All Blacks.
I know, it's
so terrifying. It was always the thing. The idea that kids would grow up and it's not even on their fucking radar.
No.
And part of that is because we've made short-term decisions like moving games from the afternoon to the night. You make more money now, sure, but you've got to think about the game in 15 years.
Also controlling the personalities as well. My
fucking
kids,
thank God Rob Penny did it. The best thing that's happened to rugby in a long time is that hot mic.
Totally, that's what we were saying.
It's the best thing. Everyone was so G'd up, and then that game against the Blues was so exciting because someone had made a bit of a fuckwit of themselves.
Yeah.
Finally.
I know. And they lean it. I talk about this with Mania. The NRL lean into their stuff.
Yes.
And people love them more. The players are lunatics.
Yeah.
That's full of lunatics who half of them are criminals. But people love it. And NBA, the players all dress up like the stupidest idiots you've ever seen.
NBA is bigger on the personalities than it is on the game.
And that's why the kids love it. They all dress like them with the drip and the fucking all that stupid shit they wear. Whereas in rugby, it's still too controlling.
The shot coming off the bus for the All Blacks, like I love, like when Joe Burrows or something is walking up to play a game and he just looks so fucking cool. And all the players make an effort to come out absolutely dripped up.
Oh, yeah.
In their best drip when they arrive. The All Blacks should be encouraged to do that as opposed to arriving in their
tracksuits,
in their number twos.
Yeah.
Their number ones, I mean.
Twos?
And their number
that
twos.
That would be quite good if they arrived covered in number twos.
That would be something. But they're coming off an emphasis themselves in a fucking kick-ass look when they're coming off, and then they say something about the opposition. We had Kieran Reid, though, we were talking about it, and he goes, it's just not worth it in New Zealand because you say one thing and then it all comes down.
Well, there's no
you.
news, that's why. Because that's why there's no other news. So if you say something about a player like he's a pussy, he can't tackle, he's got soft shoulders, that'll be the headline for about 2 or 3 days because there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
There's a bit of traffic and a bit of weather.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But the odd stabbing.
Well, at least have them looking, when they get off the bus, looking fucking cool and representing themselves, covered in bling.
So
just
totally. So the
white
kids,
suits.
Yeah.
Whatever
you want.
Yeah. And they just come off and you go, boom, he's arriving at the ground. He's made an effort. He looks fucking cool. And you go, that's his personality.
Yeah. I want Owen Franks to get off the bus in a gold G-banger. That's it. And a set of headphones. That would be like, that would be good.
Shit, yeah. They've just got, but to go back to, we could talk about it forever, but everything's got to be on the table to compete.
Yeah. It's so true.
You can't just freeze people to death in the middle of the night while everyone delivers dry ball speeches. Hot mic every week. The mic should always be hot.
Yeah. Put them on the players the whole time as well.
We want to get an Aussie on the board. I want a C-bomb every week. Every week on a C-bomb on fucking Wednesday.
Each team have got a rotation of who drops the C-bomb. Like the Chiefs, you're on this week. Oh, really? Hey, Clayton. Get out there and call someone to see you next Tuesday.
I want a bubbler on the Monday. Give people something to talk about all week. If it's been a boring, I want a bubbler on Monday.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with a bit of golf and also some punting from the TAB. Right, Ryan Fox, he's back in action. Matt Heath.
Great New Zealander.
Great New Zealander, Ryan Fox. He's impressed in the first round of the Canadian Open. Shot a 66. I shoot 66 on the front nine. He's shot that in 18 holes, so he's third on the opening day, sitting 3 shots behind the co-leaders, Sean O'Hare and Sam Burns. He is one of the great New Zealanders, Ryan Fox, isn't he? He is
semi-dad bod. I mean, not really dad bod, but in a world of professional sport, dad bod.
Well, that's why everyone loves him.
Yeah,
because you're like, he's got a little bit of a motor,
and you feel like he likes smacking the ball more than he cares where it goes.
Oh, and his, I don't know if you have you seen,
he cares where it goes, but he loves smacking the.
Yeah, and you've seen when you tee off, like if you go to any coaches or whatever, you got to keep your feet shoulder width apart, straight ahead, and head over the ball. His stance when he tees off, his legs are splayed like this. They splayed off like in a duck angle, and you're like, he is going to mother this. And the one at the front is a slightly forward like that. And when he was at that chasing the fox, I was like, he's going to murder that ball. And he just opens up, and it just down the middle every time.
That's so good.
He is a great New Zealander, so good luck to him on the...
Did you see the world number one woman hit a 10? A 10 hole.
I love seeing that.
What's her name? I forget her name.
Ellie.
Yeah. You should know, you sexist piece of shit.
Well, I should know because she's a smoke show.
Yeah.
Nelly Corder.
Yeah. We checked this. Yeah.
So Nelly Corder hit a 10.
I believe so. Yes.
See, I love that as well. I love seeing a professional duff a hole.
Yeah.
Because when you get a 10, I normally just put an 8 with a circle around it. Or I pick up my ball and walk to the next hole. I've done that several times as well. Melbourne Rebels, go back to a bit of Super Rugby, a bit of rugby news. They are officially gone burger next season. They're currently 7th on the ladder, the Rebels, and they're preparing for their first finals campaign in 14 years.
Wow.
After being in voluntary administration since January with debts exceeding $23 million.
Jesus.
The call was made to shut the club down. So
this is making me think. Part of that thing going back. I know we punished people with admin before, rugby admin before. What are we doing? Do we need to do a Champions League type situation where we just play in New Zealand, the NPC, and then we have and then we just go over and have another section to it where we play Australia.
Yeah,
and maybe we could even get some South African clubs into it. I don't know. I know they're pesting around the other thing. Maybe it's a different thing, but. What are we doing? We're just going to be jerking ourselves off. And if we're jerking ourselves off in New Zealand, then we might as well just fully jerk ourselves off and just go full regional.
Well, rugby was at its height when we were jerking ourselves off.
Yeah.
And it's kind of diluted. I know it's TV rights and everything else. I know that there's money to be made. Obviously, there's a limited market in New Zealand in terms of...
But not a lot of money to be made for the Rebels.
No. No. I mean, there's all sorts of... iterations of what you can do in New Zealand. Whether
I know, so we all talk about it forever, and then someone points out why you can't, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I know. It's just obviously South Africa said we don't need you guys. They're playing in the Northern Hemisphere, so they've pulled pin. They've done all right. Won a World Cup. Yeah, they seem to be coping without us. Australia are rubbish.
Yeah.
Loving the Fiji and Drua though. Yeah, I'm loving the island and Pacifica. Maybe it should just be a Samoan team though.
Yeah.
Rather than Pacifica, get them involved. Let's get in a big circle, play soggy biscuit on a rugby ball.
Yeah, Drew are great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you're right, and then just have a Champions League. So the top 2 teams then play off in a knockout with South Africa and Japan, Australia.
Yeah. Champions League.
Because that's and there's like so many leagues in that EPLA. There's EPL, then there's Champions League, then there's the Europa League, which is so you come first, second, third, or fourth. You qualify for the Champions League, and then the 5, 6, 7, 8 are in the Europa. Yeah. Then you got the Coca-Cola Cup, and then you got the FA Cup at the same time, all running concurrently. And like the FA Cup's obviously a knockout competition, and then the rest it's. What's full on?
Well, what's brilliant about that? So you have this. However many teams competing in New Zealand. I mean, you could do the whole NPC thing, and then you've got a cool thing with the Marco or over whatever competing overseas, and then the whole of New Zealand is interested in that. and the get behind that team because that's the New Zealand team that won that. Have another thing, but build up to that. And then this is my dream, and I talk about this all the time, think about it. And then we have tours to New Zealand, like they're talking about tours again.
Yeah.
We end the year with All Black tours. They're touring, but they do multiple games in countries.
Yes,
and we bring people down here. You bring England down.
It's so true. Like on a full tour, like you know, everyone gets a massive hard on for the Lions.
Yeah,
why?
Because it's a full tour. There's drama. There's stuff midweek.
They come for a month.
Yeah, we roast them. Someone gets their dick out in a bar.
Yeah, they start tossing dwarves around in Queenstown.
We fucking love it.
Yeah, so and you look at the success of that, and that's like, well, that was old school. Remember old school, like you're saying, England would come down. Wales
and it makes the game the tour becomes important.
Yeah,
because it is in its own right whether we win that on its own right. Yeah. Like the whole rugby championship. It's like But you bring Argentina down and then you build up. I mean, God, I would love it if you bought 3. You'd actually only if you could do 5 tests. Yeah, I mean, imagine that.
That would be.
Imagine that. So you bring England down for 5. You bring Argentina down for 5 tests, then England down for 5 tests. And that's the end of the year after you've had your Super Rugby and your Champions League.
Yeah,
and then I don't know about what it means for the rights around the world, but this whole country would be jizzing everywhere on that.
I totally agree. I totally agree. England are coming out in July, but they're coming for 2 test matches. They're in New Zealand for 10 days.
I know. You want them to entrenched, and they're playing, playing local teams in the midweek with they're bringing huge squads around,
visiting schools, playing Wairarapa Bush. And
there's press conferences where someone with some personality finally says something. They get guaranteed hot mic.
Someone gets sent home.
Yeah,
the whole lot. Yeah. Anyway, I agree.
Anyway.
Hey, another quick break.
Won't happen.
One other quick break. We'll be back with our tips this week for Super Rugby and our TAB game day. Good punt. Righty, you mentioned Champions League there, Matt Heath. Champions League final this Sunday. It is Borussia Dortmund versus Real Madrid.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. on Sunday. You remember what did we go and watch the last European the Champions League?
We did.
What did we watch?
We watched
the Euros.
That was Euros.
Oh, that was the Euros. Yeah, the Euros when England and the delay.
Yeah.
Have you watched Attack on Wembley yet?
No.
On Netflix.
I've got to watch it.
Watch it. Attack on Wembley. It's called The Final Attack on Wembley. It is post-COVID, England playing Italy in the European Cup final, and the worst of England come out and try and get into the stadium. Basically from 9 in the morning on the piss all the way through to 6.
And the worst of England is the worst of anywhere.
Oh, like just smashing cocaine off each other's hands, like just in daylight. It's wild. It's wild.
Who would do that?
It was wild. Anyway, rugby this weekend. Tonight we have the Crusaders playing for their life against Moana Pacifica. That's pretty much the only game really worth any salt this weekend.
Yeah, well, hang on a minute, because there's other results that can wipe the Crusaders out,
yes,
right?
The Crusaders, if they lose to Moana tonight, then their season's over. So no matter what happens.
And hang on a minute, if the Fiji and Drua beat the Rebels, they're out as well, are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Crusaders need to win. Rebels need to beat the Drua.
Yeah.
And I think there's some other machinations have to happen as well.
You got to say to the Blues, my beloved Blues as a Blue Lander, come on, go to Christchurch and win that one.
Yeah.
If love the Blues, and I'm going along to watch them at Eden Park, watch the Chiefs this weekend, love them. But if you end up in a fucking quarterfinal against the fucking Crusaders because it's 1v8, and you get beaten by them, it's on you because you they were down. They were on the ground and you pumped one into them. You got to double tap. It's like a zombie.
Yeah,
they went. You got to pum pum. They'll come back.
With the Crusaders, I think you got to quadruple tap.
Yeah,
you got to put 4 or 5 in the brain.
If the Blues end up playing the Crusaders.
Oh, that'd be so funny, the zombie game.
The zombie game.
The Crusaders, if they manage to squeak in by some miracle and play the Blues, they should come out of the changing sheds like this, like zombies. Just like,
the undead, the battle of the undead. And you just be going, you went down there, and the arrogance to leave 3 points out against the Crusaders. Still the Crusaders. If you get 3 points, if you get an opportunity to slot 3 points, freaking take it against the Crusaders. Jesus freaking Christ. But Rob Penny redemption. Imagine a Rob Penny redemption, and then he gets on and goes, he drops the C-bomb live on the end and go, points to that team, who the fuck are they? That team's a disgrace.
Anyway, so that's tonight. So we're commentating that. Myself, James McConey, Sky Sport 9 iHeartRadio. Then coverage.
That's the Crusader minus Pacifica.
Yeah, and then tomorrow night we have my beloved Chiefs Mana against your Bluelanders at Eden Park. Those games, that game also on Sky Sport 9 and iHeartRadio. But also tomorrow afternoon, the Hurricanes Highlanders. Not a lot on that one. Both qualified. Yeah, they're both qualified and both through. So
it's sort of interesting. You get into that 8, and there's not a huge advantage where you are really.
The top 4. It goes 4 and then daylight 5.
Yeah.
So that's why we've argued for a long time it should be the top 4, if not top 6, not top 8. So
yeah,
it just seems.
Well,
top 6 would work with you either have a bye or you get a second chance, kind of like NRL. Yeah, second bite at the cherry.
It does seem strange because as much as I love the Highlanders, they haven't had a great season and they're through.
Yet they're through.
Yeah.
They start their finals campaign. So as a result, our game day good punt, I've gone for the 6-legged Super Rugby 6-legger. I've gone for all the favourites.
Another cockroach.
A massive cockroach, this one. It's only paying $3.50. I've gone for the Crusaders.
Yep.
The Reds to beat the Tars. The Retars are terrible, so the Reds will take that out. I've gone for the Drua beating the Rebels.
They're at home. They're in Churchill Stadium.
Yeah. Hurricanes, obviously, to beat the Highlanders. They're only paying $1.04. I've bet against my Chiefs Mana. Blues are playing at home, $1.45. And the Brumbies to beat the Force at $1.50. So that one there is paying $3.50. That 6-way. So get on that. It's on our socials if you want to follow us in on the TAB.
So there's a lot of juice in the Drua Rebels. There's some juice there.
Yeah, that's probably where the most juicy is. Bit of juice around the red Waratahs, but I don't know why, because the Waratahs are terrible. They're the only team that can't make the top 8 at the moment. So anyway. So that's it. We will see you on Tuesday. There's been no agenda on the Monday because it's, of course, King's birthday. We are celebrating Charlie's birthday.
Celebrating sausage. Have a sausage.
Oh, yeah.
With the sausage fingers.
Put a whole lot of,
10 sausages.
Yeah.
10 sausages for the king with his sausage hands.
Have a great weekend.
And then bring your missus and say that you wish you were a tampon to celebrate.
Yeah. See you later.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.